Okay, I'm going to make a video right now that has to do with cost of capital, return that you earn on investment, and kind of what you've really earned compared to what average growth rates in the economy are and what average salaries are now. This is part of my second book, and please don't say I'm a communist or anything. I'm really not. I'm just trying to figure out how much you actually earned. Now, I made a graph here, and for me, this is an important graph. It shows from 1950 when you can get the S&P 500 on the yahoo.com, and it compares that to the GDP growth, and it compares that to wage growth. So here's GDP, here's wages. The difference here, wages have gone up by less than GDP, and the stocks have gone up by a ton more. And the question is not communism saying that, okay, stockholders have earned too much and capitalists are taking away from laborers or anything like that. I'm just saying, okay, how much do you really need in the future to compensate for your risk? You really need to earn this much more than the average wage earner down here in order to be paid for the risk you're taking. I don't know. Nobody knows the answer to this question, but we can try to answer just how much you've been paid and frankly demonstrate that in the past you've been paid more than you really needed to take risks, because we all face risks in life. I risk of missing the plane like I do sometimes, or I don't know, falling down or getting your car hit or your children going crazy and all this stuff. All those risks, you really don't get paid very much for those risks, but for some reason making this investment you need to get paid this exorbitant amount, much more than kind of the overall economic growth. So what we're going to do, I wonder how much I'm going to have to pause this. Okay, so let's go to, you can see who sent me an email. Let's go to the same. First, let's go to finance. Well, yeah, we'll go to finance. Yahoo.com. And I think it might be worthwhile to see. Why is it taking so long? Okay, I'm in London and I'm in a nice little cheap hotel. Maybe that's why. Okay. The first one we put GSPC, and that gives us the S&P 500. And then I'm sure you've seen me probably do this before, but I think it might be worth really going through and doing just a start right now. Oh, the Dow Jones went down today, I guess. Seeing just exactly what you have to do to kind of put all these stocks together. Now we can get a daily, monthly. Why don't we go for it? Get a daily. What the heck? That's a big file, but and it'll give us since 1950. So step number one is we're going to download not only the S&P 500, we'll download a bunch of different countries, and So the first step is to copy. J'essaie de parler un peu le français ici, mais c'est très difficile pour moi. And you put up here, you see it's got the S&P 500. Now this sucks kind of, because why is this got a percentage thing? Okay, let's make, I thought it, did I copy it correctly? I think so. Okay, let's, it used to be just with a thing here like this. Huh. I don't know if we have to do it like that. Let's get some, malheureusement, CAC 40. Now, okay. Now, here's all we have to do this. We just copy this. Okay, and, oh, that one down too. Okay, so we're gonna put in these symbols, and let's get the NASDAQ. Now, when we get all of these, okay, and I think I'm gonna turn the video off. I'm just gonna collect a few more, okay, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna make a little. We're gonna take this thing and we're going to divide it into 2, 3, okay, and we'll quickly go to the end here, and then, oops, go to the beginning here, and then we'll put a something like this, where we take the thing and put it all back together. And I'm pretty sure this will work without this one. Okay, so just hang on for a minute and let me finish. Now I got some of the other stocks, and so we just make a code number, and we use a range name, and I put an index. Oops. And we select the code, the variables, and we put the code number in. Okay, now the big trick here is that when we put these together, now we just use the correct symbol. Okay, and I didn't tell you that I like Yahoo better than Google for the stocks because it adjusts for dividends and everything else. And also, for some reason, Google Finance does not. When you try to do this trick with the indexes, it doesn't work. It does it with individual stocks. Now, all we have to do is name. We don't have to, but we'll name this. We're going to use the workbooks.open. After we use the workbooks.open, for once, I'm going to do it very quickly. We're going to move the files, make 2 or 3 adjustments, and then get all the files. Okay, so let's go to the developer. Let's go to macros and put read stocks. Now, I probably showed this before, but we put workbooks. And I've looked at trying to do this other ways, but I find this the best way. Now, the only time it doesn't work is really when the URL is really long, and that sucks. Okay, so let's do it kind of how I do it. Now we might as well make a little thing. So right now, all we're gonna do is read the stocks. Okay, and I'm trying to. I know I've done this before, but I'm trying to do it more efficiently. So I've got the slow internet here, and we just read the stocks. It's not a big deal. Okay, and then we make another macro, just a temporary macro, and we got Alt-E-M, and then we move this one to our new book we just made, and we create a copy. Okay, it's very important to create a copy. Oh, shit. Just a minute. God damn it. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. God damn it. Why do people call me? Okay. And then I'm going to press Alt-E-M. I just did. Why did I get back? Okay. That really screwed me up just now. Okay. And then we stop the macro. I wanted to show you how easy it is. Okay. And then we go back to the other sheet and just pick up the macro. Okay. So we'll go to the macros, and this is the only thing we'll do. And then now it's got a bunch of crap there, but because I left the macro on, but all we need is one thing. Now I think we can close this, I hope. Okay, and then we'll go back to the macro in this sheet, and we edit that macro, and we just put it below. Now, when we do that, okay, all we have to do is change a couple of things, little things. Okay, we have to work with this final number. Now, you might remember how to do this. But as I've said before, you first define the workbook. So I'll call it base book. You know, I do this a lot, equal active dot name. Oops. And we better do that with the sheet. Ah, crap. Okay, and I'm going to have to pause because this is going to keep going. Hopefully no more phone calls. Okay, so then now we change first this to move because we don't want to keep the sheets open. The second thing you change is this book 4, you make base book. And the third thing you do is you put num sheets and you make sure and do it up here, equal sheets dot count, and you put that in at the end, okay? Okay, that's how fast we go. We have to do one or two more things. Okay, now I'm going to delete this one from here. And then this thing over here, did I name this? We'll name this the ticker. Okay. And we'll then rename this sheet that we just made and moved. Okay. We'll rename the sheet, and if we want to, just in case we already have a name, we'll put so that would really be extra protection. And then we finally put sheets, base sheet dot select. Now I might come up with a way to do this faster, but if we now do our button, okay, oops, debug, base book equal active workbook. Okay, and then we push it. Okay, you could have pressed F5. It said you could have pressed F5. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then it did it for us already. That's how fast it did this, even at this slow hotel now. Okay, now the one thing, let's just, okay, let's put after. Okay, and now what we can do is once we did it once, we just put sub read all, and we put for I equal 1, 2. Now let's find out how many we have. But how about total? Let's figure out how many we have. We have 8, so we'll shift control F3, and we put the so we can put now the important thing is that up here we're always going back to the base sheet at the end. So then we just do read stocks, and then we do next I. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this by hand. You know, it's almost takes longer to kind of delete all the sheets, and then let's change this and assign this to the macro read all, and click it, and then we read the S&P 500 first, and it's not showing it. but don't worry, there it is, it went there, and this time it went afterwards, and there we go, the NASDAQ, and and I made a big mistake, okay, excuse me, and so let's press Control, oops, okay, I can't do that, and the one thing I didn't do is I didn't change the code number, so excuse me for that, but it wasn't that bad. Okay, range, code, equal I. Okay, so it's a little bit longer. Sorry about that last blip, but let's do it again. And as usual, I make mistakes. Somebody can give me one of those stupid thumbs down and make me cry or something, but hopefully now it'll read the different stocks in, and then we can do some information. We can gather the stocks, we can compare the stocks, we can do all sorts of things. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop the video. See, we're reading them all in. I'm going to stop the video after we read them all in, and then we'll show you how to make some kind of summary comparisons, which will be simply using the match and the index, and kind of really shouldn't really take all that long. Maybe we'll start with something like that if we want to, I don't know. Okay, we'll have to figure out kind of when the stock starts. Okay, and I think there's our GAC, and then we're finished. We can go look at this, and we've got each one of them. This started in 1950. NASDAQ started in 1971. Dow, I assume, not Dow in 85. FTSE 84, DAX in 90. What was this? This kind of was wrong. I should have put HSI, but whatever. That started in 86. So we got a lot of data. This Malaysia, well, even is kind of good. When did that start? 1990. So we can kind of go back pretty far. Now we really should adjust these for the different currencies as well. Okay, so we'll stop here. And you know what I'm going to do before we do that? I think we're going to start reading national income data, inflation data, and adjust it for inflation, adjust it for currency changes, and all the rest of that. Okay, so let's stop there.